Hello everyone, it is Koss here, and it has been some time since I've done a talking video. So I'm going to be very rusty, so you're going to have to bear with me, but with this video I am doing a tour of Taverley, Burthorpe and Cathabe, but I think I've called the areas West Asgarnia and East Calendrin, but I'll sort of explain the reasoning behind that in a minute. So, without further ado, I'm going to sort of show you around Taverley first and explain what this video is actually about. So here we are at the front entrance. We've got the boy with, what's it called, Witch's House quest, where you get the ball from the shed. I think the witch is over there. Yeah. And yeah, so this is Taverley. And the whole point of this video is where we had three, so that transition there, how the game works is the world is built up into sort of specific squares, and you use a transition to sort of connect between the areas, sort of like a little loading screen to connect to them. So if I entered that, I'd go into sort of Falador area. And what we had before was Taverley, Burthorpe and Catherby were three separate areas, and that means if you go into Taverley, if you want to go to Berthorp, you've got to run away to Berthorp, enter a loading screen. If you want to go to Cathabe, you've got to load back into Taverley, then load into Cathabe. So it cannot, loading screens aren't the best, so it can break up your gameplay a bit if there's too many of them. So similar to the last video I have done in but if people have seen it, is with Falador, I've been merging areas together. I think I didn't create a video on it, but another one I did was sort of the area south of Varrock itself, east of Varrock, and the dig sites. They are all merged into one area. So, say if you're in you're doing the dig site quest, you teleport to Varrock, you run east, you load into a loading screen into East Varrock, then you load into another screen into the dig site. It could be annoying. So with those three areas sort of merged together, you can sort of run straight, to the dig site now and sort of do the quest, run back to Varrock. It's very, very free flowing. So what this update is yeah, Taverley, Burthorpe and Cathabe have been merged into one area, so there's no more loading screens. They have been built on a 1-to-1 scale as well. So with old school and Runelight, you can mark tiles, and essentially if there's a house, I don't know, for example this house is like 7x7 in old school RuneScape, we would then do the same in the project. So that's what I mean when it's sort of like a 1-to-1 scale. But I'll explain more on that because there's certain areas which is a bit more tough to do, and I'll explain why. But yeah, so there we have the Lady of the Lake nearly stepping into the lake. Tegid, the guy who you steal the laundry for Edgar's ruse. I believe you take the robe to dress the scarecrow, some cabbages, some the wheat field. And this is, things will look slightly different just to how the world environment is, but this is sort of the cave entrance to Taverley Dungeon. I've just got a few druids here and there. So, to try and best describe it as best I can, Neverwinter Nights 2, the highest the biggest you can build an area is 192 tiles in old school RuneScape. So where we see that cave is quite closer than usual, where it's normally further back, I've had to bring it forward just a bit, just so it fits in the area, and you're not having to go through another loading screen before going into another loading screen just to get to Taverley Dungeon. So things like that. There's the odd little tweaks here and there, but overall it is very much 1-to-1. Vestry is the guy for the fishing contest quest, which we have, and that's hopefully one of the things I want to sort of commentate with this video as well. Is I know our sort of recording hasn't been the best, our schedule with recordings, and one of the comments I see often is, oh yeah, I really want to play this project. When we did the North Falador, we had a lot of comments on Reddit and YouTube saying, "Oh, I really want to try this out." I think we were featured on a content creator channel as well, Behemoth, who said, you know, they'd want to try it as well. It feels like a proper game, but it's one of the things obviously we are at fault at because we haven't advertised it the best is that this is a fully playable MMO. As you can see, Cake Mix, I believe his name's supposed to be, he's got a Herblore cake, so we have the Herblore skill. You can get 99 Herblore, you can buy, you know, the Herblore cake. I'm on a test account at the moment, so I have a quest cape, so we have over 100 quests now. My inventory is going to look absolutely a mess, so I do apologise, but you know, we've got Tockerel, a Slayer helmet, I've even got the Abyss Slayer helmet, so you know, you can customise Slayer helmets. We have all that sort of content. Chin Chompers, we have Hunter, even like little fun things we've taken from both RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape. So we've got the Amulet of Glory E, you know, we've got the Tsar Slayer helmet, that's like Grandmaster helmet in old school RuneScape, you know, fire capes, you know, barrows, crystal weaponry, just about everything. Yeah, I do apologise that this is a test account, so all the icons and everything looks really messy, so just wanted to get that across first. So here we are in Berthorp, and what I love sort of about doing this project is, you know, RuneScape is very top down, the trees are very small, you know, you don't get sort of a feel of the environment. I think in RuneScape the trees are actually the same size, nearly the same size as a character, but as you can see here, you know, it's like I'm actually walking through woodlands, massive pine trees. You know, the Heroes Guild, you're not just looking at a roof, you're actually seeing, you know, this big building, and it feels so much more sort of cozy in a way, more immersive on how the world is in a way. Like, you know, Berthorp's surrounded by the Troll County, and we've got these massive mountains in the Death Plateau just over there. It's like, it feels, yeah, not to blow my trumpet, but it feels, you know, a lot nicer. That's the purpose of the project, is to see sort of RuneScape in another light, you know. It's as I'm moving around, you know, you can click to move, I'm using WASD and things like that, but it's, you know, it's not a top-down game, so we have that perspective of it as well. So that is the Berthorp Keep, which I believe we're using the RuneScape 3, or what do you call them? Sigils, heralds, flags, banners, yeah, icons for it. The Imperial Death Guard, well, no, not the Imperial Death Guard, the Imperial Guard. That guy's a bit buggy, he is supposed to be moving around, and the guys have all jumped around a bit, but I've made a news post in our Discord, and one of the things I said is I just want to do a slight little touching ups here and there, and this is one of them where I need to get them animated and sort of, you know, doing their attacking and things like that. The Warriors Guild, it's just there. But yeah, Berthorp, I said before, wow, it's quite a big throwback, and I think we made a video on it at the time, is myself and Colton, who's sort of the co-dev on everything of Molior RS, is that we had a little competition where when we were building the free-to-play areas, I built Taverley and he built Berthorp. So it was quite like a little challenge we did on sort of building the areas, and Colton did this really amazing job of like building this quite immersive Berthorp, where, you know, it's supposed to be like a town that's, you know, having troll invasions all the time, and so he built like these destroyed walls, more like troops training and things like that. It was very nice, but I thought, if I'm redoing it on a one-to-one scale, I'm just going to do it the old school way. And honestly, Taverley and Berthorp, for anyone who's, you know, had their membership for the first time in RuneScape as kids, such as myself, they are very heavy nostalgic, so I thought I'd pay a bit of homage onto that nostalgia and recreate it as the old school version. So it is actually turning nighttime soon, and you know, we do have day and night cycles in the game, so That's actually perfect timing, so you can see. Oh, kill that wolf. And kill this one. There's going to be a fair few on this mountain, but yeah, it's a lot to talk in this video, but I have a very big trouble of talking for too long, so I'm going to try and move along and talk. But one of the things I do want to talk about is Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition. So, to speed run this sort of update and whole new game is that when Neverwinter Nights 1 had their Enhanced Edition, no one ever thought that Neverwinter Nights 2 would ever have this version. You know, it's the enhanced version, enhanced edition, but it did. It came out, Christ, last year, I think. And I think I did a slight video on it, but it was mostly text, just showing the project around. But yeah, it's very bittersweet at the moment. To summarise it best, I think I've already said that, is it improved. So Neverwinter Nights 2 is from 2006. It is a very janky game, as is. The enhanced edition improves a lot. It fixes a lot of the jank. As you saw, you know, when I was attacking those wolves, my guy just stood there without sort of doing attacking animation. It happens a bit, obviously, you know, typical of me recording, and it happens twice in a row. But you know, it's as a whole, the game is pretty solid. But the enhanced edition improves a lot of this. It improves the camera. The textures are a lot more high definition. The game overall is a lot more crisp, and I really love the feel of enhanced edition. However, and there is a however, Aspire, who made, you know, the enhanced edition, they have not given any support to multiplayer, persistent builds, or, you know, for the people sort of who have been with Neverwinter Nights 2, you know, including ourselves, for like decades now. And it feels like very bittersweet, because we were promised an improved tool set, improved you know, stability on the servers and things like that. As I mentioned, you know, the camera, the quality, the improvement on the jank, all that has been improved, but it's, as it stands at the moment, our server isn't the best compatible wise with enhanced edition. I think even if you open your inventory, it just crashes the whole game. So it's like, you know, we literally cannot use enhanced edition at the moment. So it's like, I don't know, imagine being poor and you've got like a sack of gold right next to you, but you can't touch it. It's like that in a way. We've built this massive project, this massive server, all these areas. We have this massive improvement on the left-hand side of us, but we can't touch it because it's just not done yet. They are supposedly working on it, but yeah, they don't communicate with anyone, so who knows what is happening. So I'm just gonna show you up here, because one of the cool things with this whole update as a whole is when you used to cross the White Wolf Mountain to begin with, and yeah, if you saw at the top, there is a gnome glider, so we do have like the Grand Tree quest and like a gnome gliding system. So I think I'll show you the quests here. I think I've completed quite a bit already, so there's probably some missing, but yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of quests. I think it's precisely 110, but I just say over 100 because it's easier. So yeah, we have over 100 quests, ranging from a lot, like, but you know, we have Recipe for Disaster, that is very new. I haven't even announced that release yet, but you know, we've got that going. These are all my completed quests. Dragon Slayer, Gertrude's cat, you know, you can have your own cat. Waterfall quest, very iconic. Underground Past, that was one of my dream goals when I first started this project in 2011, is that I wanted Underground Pass. I didn't know the logistics of getting to it, but yeah, Underground Pass we have now. Legends Quest as well, that took me forever. Funny enough, I I took a break midway through development of Legends Quest, and Legends Quest is our like most complex, biggest step quest ever, due to how it's developed in RuneScape. And I took a break midway through it, and then when I come back from my break, I was like, massive headache, because you're trying to pick up mid-development of, I think I went on a break for like 4 months as well. Yeah, trying to carry on Legends Quest, I essentially had to not start over, but start from the beginning and see what I had done, because it's just very complex. And with I don't know if it might not be obvious, but with a lot of quest development is when you talk to someone, you got to account for everyone else in the conversations. You got to, account for fail safes. What if someone drops a quest item? What if someone doesn't get it? Can they get it back? Things like that. What if someone dies during a cutscene, or if they close the game during a cutscene, can they then go back? So it's very complex on quests, but when you have Legends quests, it's even worse of a headache. So one of the things I wanted to show you, pardon me, is up on White Wolf Mountain is you can see sort of both sides now. You can see Cathabe, you can see Taverley, you can even see Berthorp, you can see the Sherpa's hut, you can see all that. Whereas before, when you were coming over White Wolf Mountain, what we do to help sort of the performance of the game is we don't detail the outskirts. So I think it was around here you'd enter a transition into Cathabe, but like Cathabe was very bland, you couldn't see anything. So but now we have like the actual Cathabe here. You can enter all these shops, fishing nodes there, and I was just over there a moment ago. And Taverley, you can probably see the druids walking around as well. So that's how it builds the immersion of merging all these areas together. It's a Cathabe, very iconic fishing spot for members. We've got the shrimp and anchovy, lobsters, sharks. I think I need to actually add some tuna and swordfish spots. Those are ones I've missed as well. The big net fishing, and we even have a water obelisk over there as well. If you went all the way through Taverley Dungeon, of course. Ooh, excuse me for coughing. I'm not used to talking this much without having a drink, so. But yeah, Cathabe. It feels I didn't so much mind the old Cathabe. Cathabe was like the first free-to-play area I made, and I think I made it in like 2016, so nearly 10 years ago. I really love this Cathabe now. It feels a lot more cozy, just nice, compact. As I say, with the trees, it makes it more enclosed and it feels a lot more nice. It's just my thinking. So we've got Trader Stan over there who offers you charter ships. We've got the big crate you hide in during is it Merlin's quest, where you enter the Fort Lefay. The allotment spots, which so the farming skill, which we do have. If I show you the skill tabs, it says beta, but it's half beta, I think now. We just need to do a bit of tidying up, with the icons, etc. So we have the farming skill, but how farming works is you can plant seeds anywhere, so you aren't actually bound to these allotments. But I thought, it's very iconic. If I place them here, I think I added some dialogue to I'm not going to pronounce her name, but these are essentially her allotments. So we have the wheat field, and we have Puro as well. And this soundtrack you can hear is actually, I think it's like 7 minutes long. I was very surprised by it. But you can, if I go the hunter level, I do have the hunter level, but I don't want to go into it. But you can enter Puro through the wheat field. So we have that much content in this project that we have Puro. So this is Cathabe. Look at that moon. Fishing on the beach? Fishing on the beaches of Cathabe with that moon. You know, you got the bank here to bank and afterwards. You got the little house there, which has the cooking range in. Brings back a lot of childhood memories of like fishing here, and coming up to the absolute major one is the flax fields, which is in the other area, the North Candarin. But this is what I was talking about with the transitions. Is I started from Taverley Gate and I'm always, you know, in the beehive, well, you know, area with the flax fields, etc. So yeah, it's a lot more open now. The unicorns, I don't know if anyone else did it, but you know, getting into herb lore, my first time being a member, always killing those unicorns to make the anti-poison potions to level herb lore. Yeah, the neon flags, it's one of the things we need to fix. We fixed them on a lot of them, but there's a few of them which still need to be sorted. But yeah, this is Camelot Castle. You can actually go in it and, you know, do start Merlin's quest and Holy Grail. Yeah, so we have those two quests. Yeah, Holy Quest and Merlin's Crystal Asset. Down here is I made. Oh god, I don't know if anyone saw it on the Reddit, old school RuneScape Reddit. Is that? Ooh, close by. Oh god, no, I sealed it off. But yeah, it's not precisely one-to-one just this area. And one of the things I want to say is terrain is very, very sort of annoying to do on a one-to-one scale. So the White Wolf Mountain is tiny bit off, but it's, you get the picture of it. It's, the structure's still there, the paths are still the same, but yeah, terrain is horrible. But one of the things I found when sort of measuring all the areas, etc., is that in old school RuneScape, if you stand here to actually get to over there, you can in old school RuneScape you can travel all the way along here, you know, past Sinclair's Manor. It's like 364 tiles, so that was an interesting fact I found, and I posted on Reddit. It got a lot of upvotes, but yeah, just something I found interesting. If anyone ever saw my rune lighter, you would see marked tiles everywhere. So, but yeah, that is a lot of talking, a lot of touring. I really love this area now. It's, well, areas, you know. If I teleported to Camelot Castle and I wanted to start Death Plateau quests, I can just run all the way over. You know, if I didn't have a games necklace, I can run all the way over instead of like going through loading screen, things like that. So yeah, I really love this area now. Definitely a lot more open. And that is about it. I hope my talking hasn't been too bad. Like I said, it's been my first commentary video in such a long time, so I do talk and lose track of what I'm talking about. I normally used to read off a script, but then I sound too robotic, so I do apologise, but I hope you found this video interesting. Like I said earlier, I think very at the beginning, one of the things I want to do is just do a bit more improvements on this area, maybe like make the fog less dense so you can actually see like all of Taverley and all of Cathabe. I mean, I can see a transition over there which leads to the Berthorp Keep, but yeah, it's so open now. It's so much nice and pretty. And I'm going to leave that for the video now, so thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. And I think just for the future, we have, I've teased it slightly in this video, but we have prepared a major update, which we need to still officially announce, but we are adding one more piece of content, a major piece of update onto this update, and it's one of the things I always wanted to do when I first started this project. Well, there was 3 things I wanted to do when I started this project, and that was Underground Pass, which we've done, S.E.P.T.I, you know, the Elven Lands, which we've done, and one more which I won't say just yet because I want to I won't spoil it, but yeah, I am currently working on that with others, so it is, yeah, the final piece to the project in a way. And then after that, I want to sort of get back into videoing, do gameplay videos, show everything, you know, show all the skills, how they're done, how the world is built, not, you know, just all these tools. But yeah, do some actual gameplay, you know, do Slayer tasks, you know, do quests, kill some bosses, get some loot, you know. We have things on here, you know, we have collection logs now, so we have so much, and these are all our bosses as well, so, you know, it's, during testing I've got 2 Bandos plate bodies, but DKs, Jad, everything, yeah, it's, do all these, there's so much to the project which we need to advertise, and, you know, we've never done this to get people playing, but just advertise more, do more gameplays, make people aware of what we are and what we have available to play. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that before I talk anymore. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a good new year. Take care. Bye bye.